At the beginning of all things, before time had a name and space was but a concept, there was nothing but an endless void. Then, from this emptiness, a single spark was born, a primal burst of heat and light. This spark, the first flame, was the first force to break the silence of the cosmos. It burned with untold power, giving rise to the first stars, the first worlds, and the first life. This flame was not simply fire, it was a living force, embodying both creation and destruction in a perfect balance. It was Justin Porter, the god of fire. For eons, Justin's existence was bound to the flame itself. He was the fire that burned within the stars, and the fire that consumed all in its path. His power was limitless, and he was the sole keeper of balance in the multiverse. Wherever his flame touched, life was given shape, but where it raged uncontrolled, destruction followed. He understood that fire could warm and nourish, but it could also scorch and destroy. As the multiverse expanded, Justin became aware of the responsibility his existence carried. He was the keeper of balance, the force that ensured creation did not succumb to unchecked destruction. And in his endless duty, Justin became something more than just fire. He became the enforcer of equilibrium where destruction was necessary. He would ensure it was measured. Where creation was needed, he would ignite the spark. Though Justin protected the balance, there were those who sought to disrupt it, creatures who thrived in the shadows and fed on the absence of light. These were the vampires, ancient beings who loathed fire, seeing it as the antithesis of their dark existence. They were predators who sought to quench the flames, believing that the death of fire would grant them eternal dominion over the multiverse. For centuries, the vampires waged war against Justin, seeking to extinguish the first flame. They manipulated mortals, sowed chaos, and attacked where fire burned brightest. Their thirst for power was unrelenting, and their cunning matched the intensity of their hatred for Justin's flame. They believed that without fire, the universe would return to a cold, stagnant darkness, and they would rule over it all. In response, Justin became the vigilant protector of fire. With every vampire that sought to snuff out his flame, he burned brighter, using his power to push back the darkness. His battles with these creatures were fierce and endless, for they were as cunning as they were powerful. The vampires saw his flame as a weakness to exploit, and Justin saw their darkness as an infection to cleanse. He fought them on every world they touched, extinguishing their influence wherever it spread, but the war never ended. In the midst of this endless conflict, Justin's existence remained one of solitude. He was the only one of his kind, an ageless being whose power set him apart from mortals and gods alike. Though he fought for the protection of life, he could never be part of it. Mortals revered him, but they feared his power, and the gods who shared the cosmos with him were distant. I think knowing his role was one of balance rather than companionship. Through this isolation, Justin came to understand the weight of his duty. He had no allies to share the burden of his mission, and no family to offer him comfort. Yet in his unyielding pursuit of balance, Justin remained steadfast, accepting his solitude as an essential part of his purpose. There was one brief moment when he allowed himself to care. A mortal or blacksmith of great skill entered his life. She worked with fire, shaping it as an artist shapes clay, and for a time, Justin found solace in her company. She challenged his beliefs, questioned his purpose, and showed him that fire could be more than destruction. It could also be creation. But like all mortals, she passed, leaving Justin alone once more. Her final gift to him was a lantern, unlit, with the simple words, "Even fire needs something to carry it." Yet this small, humble token became his most treasured possession, a reminder of what he had once allowed himself to feel and the cost of attachment. Though his heart was heavy with the memory of the blacksmith, Justin did not falter in his mission. The vampires continued to wage their dark war, but he would not allow them to succeed. His flame burned ever brighter, a beacon of hope and destruction, ever vigilant against the shadows that sought to quench it. He understood now that his role was not just to burn, but to protect, to ensure that the balance between creation and destruction remained intact. the battle against the vampires rages on, an endless war that spans the multiverse, Justin the First Flame remains its eternal guardian. He is the embodiment of fire, neither good nor evil, but necessary for the universe's balance. This flame cannot be extinguished, for it is the spark of life and the force of renewal. As long as there is fire, Justin Porter will stand watch, ensuring that the flame never burns too hot nor too cold, and that the balance of the multiverse remains undisturbed.